If you ever thought a normal guy in your town could never be a monster, this story will change your mind forever. In the cold wilderness of Alaska, a quiet bakery owner was living a double life so dark, even the police couldn't believe it at first. He wasn't just hurting people, he was hunting them like animals, treating human lives like a twisted game in the middle of nowhere. And the scariest part, no one suspected a thing, until one desperate escape exposed everything. Welcome to Truthful. If you're liking what you see, let me know in the comments. And now, let's dive into the story. Honestly, if you really want to understand how a human being slowly turns into a monster, you've got to look at Robert Hansen's background. And it's honestly a messed up story from the start. He was born in 1939 in a small town called Esterville, Iowa. And his life at home wasn't exactly normal or warm. His father, Christian, was a strict Danish baker type, super cold, super controlling. And when he walked into the house, it felt like everyone had to stay quiet and careful. Robert grew up shy, insecure, and got bullied badly at school because of his stutter and looks. So he started isolating himself more and more. The only place he actually felt in control was out in the woods, hunting and doing archery. Like that was the only thing that made him feel strong or alive. Later, he even tried joining the Army Reserves in 1957. But his anger issues and attitude got him kicked out after about a year. He tried to act normal again, even worked small jobs and got married in 1960. But his aggressive personality and inner frustration kept building up underneath everything. As time went on, his life on the surface looked kinda normal, but underneath it was something completely different. He moved to Anchorage, Alaska, and opened a bakery called Hansen's Bakery. And to people around him, he looked like a regular hard-working guy. He was also known as a skilled hunter, which made people respect him even more. But behind that normal guy image, he started doing really dark things. He developed a twisted mindset where he targeted vulnerable women, especially dancers and sex workers, and convinced himself they didn't matter. He would pick them up, sometimes trick them, and take them far away using his private plane, a Piper Super Cub. What he did after that was horrifying. He would assault them and take them deep into the Alaskan wilderness, a place where no one could hear or find anything. And then he would do something even more disturbing. He would release them into the wild and hunt them down like they were animals, treating it like some sick game where he was in full control. For years, he kept this hidden because everyone in town saw him as a decent, quiet businessman and respected hunter. So no one even suspected what was really going on. Everything started falling apart back in '83. It began when he picked up a 17-year-old girl named Cindy, promising her some quick cash for a legit-sounding gig. But the second that car door slammed, the atmosphere went cold. He took her to his spot, kept her trapped, and started prepping his private plane to fly her out to a remote wasteland where no one would ever hear her scream. The next morning at the airfield, the guy was faffing around with his gear, thinking he had everything under control. He took his eyes off her for just 1 second, and that was his biggest mistake. Even though Cindy was barefoot and caught in a literal living nightmare, she didn't freeze. She made a high-stakes, desperate break for it, bolting across the rough ground and onto the main road. A truck driver saw her properly losing it, shouting for help, and he didn't waste a second. He hauled her straight to the police. But here's the maddening part. At first, the feds were acting like she was chatting rubbish. See, this guy, Hansen, was a model citizen. Everyone in town thought he was a top-tier guy, totally clean cut. But Cindy didn't back down. She was about that life and gave them every tiny detail about his house, his plane, and his moves. Eventually, the detectives gave in and did a sweep of his crib. That's when they clocked it, a hidden map tucked away in the ceiling. It was marked with X's at different locations, linking him to souls who had just vanished. Cindy's getaway was the ultimate game changer. If she hadn't had the guts to run that day, Hansen would have kept playing his twisted games for years, hiding in plain sight while the world looked the other way. It is a massive reminder that a normal face can be a mask for something truly unthinkable. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many people are walking past you right now, living double lives, acting like they were all that while hiding a dark side that would make your blood run cold? If this story shook you, don't just sit there. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs a reality check, and subscribe to Truthful. We're digging up the dark stories that most people are too scared to tell. Stay sharp.